Hey everyone, it's Don G. Corleone here, and we are here with another Christmas movie rewatch live commentary. And of course, now that we did the first Die Hard, it's time to do the other Christmas one, Die Hard 2, which is directed by Rennie Harlin. Yeah, and this time now, John McClane has to. Good timing, Ryan Connor. This time now, John McClane has to deal with a problem in his hometown, in an airport, while waiting for his wife to get home for Christmas. Another scenario happens, and this time he has to make sure no flights are on the ground until the terrorists are all dead. So, that being said, guys, let's get started in 3, 2, 1, play. Here we go. Now, 20th Century Fox Home Entertainment logo. Don't need to watch that. THX logo. Let's get to the movie already. Here we go. And we start off with that 20th Century Fox logo. The 1991 that plays the whole fair. Unlike another Christmas movie that came out the same year, Home Alone, that did not play the complete fair, just stopped it halfway through. And didn't know that. Oh, Die Hard 2. And how do we start this movie off? Well, John McClane's car gets towed. Ironic how we start the movie off. Let What? Ironically, our movie starts off with John McClane's car being towed. Rip. Well, don't worry, he'll get that car back. We know he's gonna get. Well, he'll get the car back, guys, eventually. But for now, there goes his ride. Rip. And now to the airport, where a movie takes place. Okay, well, got the hot cocoa. Yeah, and got right here some elf goldfish grams with the two Aldi cookies. Yeah, these are elf flavored goldfish, aka maple syrup flavored goldfish. Well, ah, if it ain't the T1000 before he became the T1000. Time to stop that training. And, yeah, definitely. Yeah, aka a good day. Yeah, as I call that movie a good day to kill a franchise because it killed the Die Hard franchise as soon as it released. Thankfully, guys. Yeah, but thankfully, I at least own these 4 movies. Thank God I have just these 4. And I'm gonna pretend I only have these 4. In the first place. Because there's only 4 movies. If you buy the 5 collection, then I guess the 5th one's just an extra drink coaster you can have while where you could put a nice cold one on whenever you watch any of the 4 movies. So maybe there could be that. But I'll take this 4 movie collection any day. Well, hey, True Fire Pink guy. And it got towed. Well, unfortunately for now, it's been towed. Well, it's a nice. Oh, that's a nice deal. $10 Walmart. I wish the box sets of my Walmarts were like that. But at least you got a drink coaster out of it. Oh, that plane's gonna run into some problems real soon. But, and this old lady next to Holly? A taser that's gonna come in handy later. For a certain someone who's gonna come back in this movie. Oh, and that magazine she's reading actually has a Lethal Weapon poster on the cover. Well, I've only seen the third film once. I don't know how it's aged if I rewatched it today, so I can't really say much about the third film. But I probably wouldn't like it if I rewatched it. Hmm. Well, you're not wrong there. Clerks 3 is obviously worse. Clerks 3 honestly is much more insulting. It's like, for those who like Clerks 1 and 2 and have clearly not seen Clerks 3, you don't. Like, Clerks, don't see it. It's basically a huge fuck you to those first 2 movies. One of the biggest. It's pretty much. I'd say that movie. Yeah, I'd say that movie and Joker Fully Dukes are probably some of the biggest fuck you sequels of the 2020s. Both of them. Both of them are equally insulting. Yeah, like how Clerks 3 goes. You remember Rosario Dawson from Clerks 2? She was pregnant. Dante was going to be a dad at the end of Clerks 2. Him and Randall bought the Quick Stop. They finally got control of their lives. They now own the Quick Stop. They're going to run the Quick Stop. It's a great ending. great ending to Clerks. That business they hate, they realized working at the Quick Stop wasn't as bad as we thought. It may not have been the greatest job ever, but there was actually some exciting stuff about working at the Quick Stop. So they used all that money from the fees from Jane Silent Bob Strike Back that they borrowed from Jane Silent Bob on the condition that they get to stay at the store. Randall cannot call the cops on him again like he did in the beginning of Jane Silent Bob Strike Back. They reopened the Quick Stop. They renovated it a little bit, have some new features like RC Video's now going to have some video games to rent. Elias now owns the RC Video place, or works there with them. And then, of course, Jane and Silent Bob have their little cornerback, and then Dante's now much happier working at the Quick Stop, and Randall even jokingly tells him, you know what? You're not even supposed to be here today. And Dante smiles at it as he remembers all those times he said that when he got called into work. And then Dante says the line, can you feel it? Today's the first day of the rest of our lives. Pan out. We could start a company. Plays in the background as it turns to black and white. You have that Kevin Smith's mom cameo searching for the milk. The end. Perfect spot to wrap up Clerks. Beautiful way to stop. No. Next movie. Hey, guess what? Becky, she's dead, as so is her daughter in an accident, literally as soon as the credits of Clerks 2 have rolled. How that film starts off, like that newspaper is a defining example of fuck you to a happy ending. Right there, just killing off Rosario Dawson's character is a big fuck you to Clerks 2. And pretty much Kevin Smith just giving a fuck you to his own creation. Because he wasted his own life. I'll get to that a bit. And then, of course, then Randall gets a heart attack. And then decides, I didn't do anything with my life. But you had that realization in Clerks 2. You already said that in Clerks 2. Though, you realize that in Clerks 2. Why do you need to realize that here again? Saul, make a movie. And you're just... Which honestly seems like a good idea for a third film. Like, both Dante and Randall making a movie about their lives actually seemed like a pretty good idea. If it was to save the Quick Stop from closing down, you know, and at least was still a comedy movie, then it wouldn't be as infuriated by it. But no. Instead, you get just, there's nothing funny. The only jokes you get in Clerks 2 are crypto kites, or the stupid butt thieves joke from Elias, who is so fucking annoying in this sequel. And then, of course, throughout the film, Randall just gets more and more selfish. And when Dante doesn't want to go into movies because it reminds him of Becky, who, like, throughout the whole film is a big crybaby and, like, wastes 15 years of his life mourning Becky, who, as this forced ghost thing, tells him, you need to move on with your life. He refuses to do that at all. And then Randall straight up says, you know what? You're selfish. You're not helping me make my movie, so how about you start doing that? Despite the fact that Dante's the one doing all the work, and then when they're trying to recreate another scene from the first film for nostalgia, Dante goes on this rant, then he collapses of a heart attack, and Randall's like, he'll be fine. I'm gonna go work on my movie. Elias calls him out for that, and then the only reason Randall realizes his selfishness is, wait, Dante got money for my movie from Emma. That's your realization? Not, oh no, I gave my friend a heart attack. No, that's not his realization. It's because Dante got him money. Randall, of all people. Fine, Randall's an ass. Randall could be an asshole at times, but he's not. But dear God, Randall from first two films would never go this hard. Like, they basically turned Randall into Vanellope from Ralph Breaks the Internet, or Jake Skywalker from The Last Jedi. Randall in that third film pretty much does stuff Randall in the first two would never do. It's like, he would not be that much of an asshole. And the asshole he is in Clerks 1 and 2, he was actually funny. Like, Clerks 1 and 2, he's a funny asshole. Like, he's an asshole in those films, except he was actually a funny asshole that actually made some good points about Dante. Like when Dante was complaining most of the day, he gives that reason you suck speech, and Dante realized what he's doing with his life. He needs to do more with his life. He needs to take control of his life and stop blaming everybody else for his misfortunes. And of course, and then Dante, after that speech in prison Randall gives, he realizes he has to stop running away from his problems and finally decides to get control of his life. Then, right there, that was the point of Clerks 2. Dante finally grew up. And of course, and Randall then basically breaks into the hospital with help from Jane Silent Bob, two convicted felons, of all people, to help him basically trespass into the hospital. And then says, hey, we're going to show you the movie. Hey, no, hey, Dante, let's watch the movie together. And because the last you see of Dante, the very last scene you see of him alive, is tubes in his mouth and on his nose, a breathing mask on him. So he doesn't even get to say fuck off to Randall at all. He doesn't get to say that at all because he has that on him. Like, he doesn't get to say if he even wants to watch your shitty movie. And what we see is just flashbacks to the first one, and then Dante literally says, let's go. I trust the director. He was my best friend. Yeah, the best friend that treated you like trash. The best friend that killed you. Yeah, the one who called you selfish for no reason. And then guess what? Dante dies. Like, that pissed me off the most. Like, you can't, like, Clerks is a comedy series. You can't just kill off the lead in a comedy series. I thought Clerks was a comedy, not a dark drama. And then the party line Randall gives at Dante's funeral: "You weren't supposed to even be here today." God's sakes, that's the line you. That's your party ways of Dante. You're not supposed to be here today. Yep, and of course, the last shot, Dante's ghost is behind that is literally behind the quick stop counter. Like, LCP Communications said it best. That's hell. That is literally hell for Dante. Being behind that counter, the job he hated. That's the end, and that's how it all ends. Yeah. Oh. Speaking of that, remember that taser guy? That taser the old lady mentioned? Well, guess what? Guess who's back now? If it ain't Richard Thornburg, the reporter from the first movie. And guess what? These pilots don't like him because apparently he gave a dishonest, rude review about them for no reason. Just about nobody likes this asshole. Yeah, he remembers her. Sit down, Thornburg. Quiet. Yeah, for a punch you rightfully deserved. Yeah, the same jerk who pretty much the same jerk who pretty much put Holly's kids in danger by interviewing them, exposed them to Hans Gruber, who probably would have went to their house and shot them after killing Holly. I'm surprised this guy's not fired yet. This guy should have been fired after the first film. Like, did you really need this guy back? Did you really need to have this character back in this movie? Like Thornburg. Thornburg is a prime example of jerks are worse than villains in both these first two. Because, like, first film, Hans Gruber is an enjoyable villain. Hans Gruber I love watching. Thornburg, on the other hand, I don't. Hans Gruber's at least memorable. The villains in Die Hard 2 are... They're they're despicable villains, but they're not really too memorable, really, and they're just kind of your typical terrorists in this one. Thornburg, on the other hand, is egotistic, cares for nothing but himself, treats all his coworkers and people around him like shit. And of course, what else? Oh, and is willing to basically endanger, almost pretty much put John's kids in danger, and put the whole entire airport in a panic frenzy in this movie for an interview with fame. I can bet you after this movie he finally gets fired off screen, since he never comes back in the third one. And John never saw him again. Hmm. Now, this year, when it comes to kind of legacy sequels, kind of fucking over relationships or happy endings, well, one of the few rare that did the divorce or cliche or happy ending retcon right was this year's Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, that kind of does the same with Wade and Vanessa, but it's not too it doesn't do it in a disrespectful way. And at least in Deadpool Wolverine, them breaking up was a little more reasonable. It was done in a more realistic way, and so like and and it doesn't make and they didn't make Deadpool a loser. That's for sure. Like now, yeah, I do kind of regret being a little hard on that film with the promotional material because like Disney owned Fox, I thought it was going to be another cash grab. It was going to be a nostalgia baiting cash grab. So thankfully it was thankfully it wasn't, and like that's like if you're gonna do that cliche with legacy characters, like how Deadpool Wolverine did it was actually try doing it like that. When it's done more reasonable, and plus they get back together in the end because Wolverine helps them reconcile. And now if you're wondering, if I like Dead, if I liked Deadpool Wolverine, are you gonna watch any sequels that it gets? No, I won't because and no, not just because I'm complaining about the MCU today. It's because, well, honestly, I think that film was just a nice spot to just end the whole Fox era, and it was a nice spot to end Deadpool's story. Like Deadpool now is a whole extended family. They're back together. He's back together with Vanessa. Maybe now they can finally have their kid named Cher. That was mentioned in the post credits of Deadpool 2. X-23 now has Wolver now got her dad back through a new time for one from a new timeline. So now she can have her life with Wolverine as her dad again. A different, not the same Wolverine, obviously, but a different one. And that Wolverine has now redeemed himself and is now on the path to good. And oh my god, Yeah, Trolls band together 2001. Yeah, like literally how these, like basically his opinions go like, the Trolls movies are the best kids movies ever. No, they're shit. His channel shit. The Trolls movies are shit. Yeah, every kids movie should be Trolls World Tour. So every kids movie should rip off Infinity War. Okay. Mystique died in Dark Phoenix. That was actually a good Alien 3 because that Mystique in the newer movies is fucking annoying. The Mystique in the James McAvoy timeline sucked ass. Thank God she died. Screw that version of her all the way. They either make her good or bad, or good or bad, and they can't make up her mind. And then suddenly joins the X-Men Apocalypse, says a shitty ass line in Dark Phoenix, and thankfully dies and gets her comeuppance. That Mystique dying was the one good thing to come out of Dark Phoenix. Just sucks she didn't die in Apocalypse. Would have been even better. Well, at least Kenny's Alien 3s were a gag. Ah, here's his cop friend from the first film. Like, another thing about Deadpool Wolverine, like, that's that movie's how the that movie is how the Flash should have been done. To me, that's the good version of the Flash, the actually good version. Because for one, unlike the Flash that basically puts Keaton's Batman in there for, you could tell he's just in the movie for the fan service, and and gets like one good line of the movie. It's the one Empire Fan Productions quotes on quite a few Michael Keaton posts. That's probably that's probably the one line from Keaton's Batman I liked, and I actually do like in that film from that clip I saw of him. And the only time where he really feels like his Burton self, where in Keaton Batman in that movie, unlike the rest of the film where he's just this loser who obsesses with spaghetti, refuses to help. Well, to be fair, that's two Ezra Millers. I can see why he wouldn't want to help them. I don't think anybody would. As he sees Supergirl in prison, no, you're not saving her. Get out of here. Let's go. It's not Superman. Oh, and the worst part? Dies hundreds of times in an asshole criminal's arms. Yeah, all you Burton fans, you know, that's Burton Batman's send off. That's Keaton's Batman's send off. The last you'll ever see is him dying hundreds of times, which is an insult to the Burtonverse and an insult to Burton. And then yeah, there's cameos in the Flash, but guess what? They're video game cameos of people who are dead, of dead actors. Yeah, Nicholas Cage is the only one that wasn't. It's like the only one that's like still around. We still have, but the difference was like, the thing is though, what Cage literally then confirmed, I didn't do any of that stuff. That was not me. Yeah, that's a big red flag right there. When when one of your cam when your one cameo that you still have in Hollywood today comes out and admits that is not what happened at all and did not shoot that at all, you've really fucked up. Like, you get a you get a gross AI cameo of Adam West, the worst one, no doubt, being easily that shitty CGI Christopher Reeve that looks like a video game, and Helen Keller together. Probably the most infuriating one. Like, Because that's just an insult to Christopher Reeve's legacy and his grave. Just let Christopher Reeve rest in peace. Like, what's wrong with you guys? Like, what's wrong with Warner Brothers? Deadpool Wolverine, on the other hand, kind of does a plot almost similar to the Flash, except not yet, Wenzel. Except the cameos, they're actually played by the actual actors. They get respectful send-offs. They don't get killed off hundreds of times. The CGI in Deadpool Wolverine actually looks good. There's actually it's not just done for the fan service. And the duo's chemistry is actually good. So, yeah, both better than both of those movies. Yeah. Yeah, and now these guys are realizing the whole terrorist situation at their airport. And these airport people do not want John's help, obviously. Nope. No. I saw a new message. Alright. Captain Lorenzo, he's kind of Lorenzo's kind of a jerk, but I wouldn't say he qualifies for jerks worse than villains because, unlike Thornburg, like Lorenzo at least does kind of realize his selfishness and realizes McClane was right. And actually wants to eliminate the terrorist threat. He kind of has his reasons to not trust McClane because, well, McClane's not really in cop uniform and doesn't really, and plus, McClane's not really authorized to be kind of working with them. I've been busy to watch this stuff. Mm. Mm. Well, that was your guys' first Deadpool film in the theaters. Well, my first was the first film. Saw that film in the theater. Saw first one in theaters twice, like during the very last year of high school. What I do want, is now I want Channing Tatum to have his Gambit movie. That is not done by Kevin Feige. Not done by Kevin Feige. One that is one that is strictly produced by Reynolds and Sean Levy. One that is strictly done by them. does not have Kevin Feige's involvements, does not have Disney's involvements. One that strictly has a Deadpool Wolverine's crew involvement. That I would go watch. I would like to see that happen. And now, oh, and then another thing that's great about that did kind of definitely surprise me is actually definitely liked also seeing Wesley Snipes return. Now that was just definitely something that had me jaw dropped. And the reason being is because if you remember the production of Blade Trinity, Wesley Snipes and Ryan Reynolds hated each other during the filming of that disastrous movie. So it was pretty shocking to see Wesley Snipes actually come back for that movie, and they even kind of reference that that they never liked each other. Like, I don't like you, you never did, or. And another great thing is like Wesley Snipes even said it best: "There's only one Blade, and that's all there's ever gonna be," which is definitely true because that movie's Disney's trying to make is going nowhere at this rate, and they should just cancel it. The only Blade that will exist is Wesley Snipes. Kind of same like how the only Hellboy that exists in my eyes is Ron Perlman. There's only one of both those characters. There's only one Hellboy and only one Blade. I do, I guess, I guess if they are up to it, and if Kevin Feige also does not get involved in this one either, is that maybe we have a proper sequel to Blade 2. Like, maybe do a new Blade film with Wesley Snipes, except make it be a proper sequel to Blade 2 that's obviously set decades after Blade 2, and honestly just say, like, because Chris Christopherson's sadly no longer with us, just you could just say he peacefully passed on. He peacefully retired and passed on after many years of helping Blade fight some vampires. Like, uh, guy is such a like, the, yeah, the Trolls Band Together fan is such an idiot. And he gives people shit for not liking Trolls Band Together. I didn't go see Trolls Band Together because I didn't like any of the other first two, so why would I go see the third one? Like, yeah, yeah, even I wouldn't take my criticism on Frozen that much. Like, I've had like one person on my American Beauty rant say American Beauty is great, one of my favorite films, which I'm fine with that, but and then basically tells me it's a shame you don't understand the movie. That tell me that all the characters are unique in their own ways. Like, and thinks I don't understand, and thinks I didn't understand the film. Dude, the plot of American Beauty is basically a guy playing a fictional version of himself who decides to throw all his shit away to basically screw some 16-year-old girl. Why the hell would I praise a movie like that? And praise a character like that? And he's not the only asshole character in the film. Just about everybody else is an asshole. The guy's family, wife and daughter are assholes. The guy like the neighbor and his son aren't even likable people either. Although Chris Cooper, I guess, is decent because his character is the one that pretty much kills Lester in the end. Thank God, is the one that thankfully does kill Lester at the end. So there's one decent quality he has for doing that, and like during the closing narration, you don't understand what I'm saying. You're gonna someday. So basically, we don't understand the movie, but we will someday. So someday, when we're all 40, are we just. So, what's gonna happen when we're 40? Are we gonna throw our lives away? Are we gonna wanna go. Are all of us at 40 gonna wanna go screw younger people? Is that the point of the movie that we should all do when we get to our 40s? We'll all throw our lives away, all throw our achievements away, and try to think we could go back to being younger again? Now, to be fair, like the jobs Lester was working at in the beginning of the movie, to be honest, that does kind of seem like a shitty job. I'm not gonna lie, that does seem like a bit of a shitty office. But like, so maybe quitting is fine. Maybe quitting is reasonable for that place. But how about like go to a different office? Just go to a different office that's actually less sucky. Wants to go work in a more calmer environment and picks a fast food restaurant that isn't calmer, has way more responsibility. So that makes no sense. It's just a stupid movie in general. And I'm sorry, but I can't. But I'm sorry, but I don't want to praise most of Disgracey's characters, especially knowing Disgracey in that movie is basically playing himself. So they now realize the whole situation. Me neither. So the airport now realizes the situation. They have to delay all the flights because if any of them lands on the ground, they'll blow up. Hey, DJ Disney. Well, honestly, I don't recommend it. Oh, another thing I forgot. People can tell me, but Dodgy Corleone, Lester doesn't screw the 16-year-old girl at the end. Yeah, the only reason he doesn't is because it turns out she's a virgin. if she was not and just not dating anybody, but wasn't a virgin, I wonder if he probably still would. He probably still would. And by then, he's already done too many asshole deeds at this rate, so it's still really possible to feel any sympathy for him. Alright, mine would be top 3 action thrillers. Die Hard number 1. Alright, Die Hard number 1. And I would put Cliffhanger at number 2. And then number 3, Taken. There. And ironically, Taken pretty much became the hangover of action movies. Because, like that film, it got 2 shitty sequels that were worse or no, not worse. 2 shitty. Taken 2 was the worst one, but Taken 3 was also shit, but not as shitty as Taken 2. Like Taken 2 in Istanbul. And yeah, Brian himself gets basically kidnapped. Quick. And then his... Alright, good night, Wanzel. Yeah, then the daughter he had to rescue in the first film has to go save him. Is to be the one to go save him. And Neeson's character makes such stupid choices throughout the entire movie. Yeah, the guy that took down many of those traffickers gets captured in the second one in quick. Yeah, up there with Jaws, Hangover, Speed, also Speed. Which thankfully only got 1 sequel, and no one liked it. Like, yeah, a sequel that not even Keanu Reeves wanted to... Yeah, that not even Keanu Reeves wanted to do. As soon as he saw a script, he was like, fuck that, I'm not doing that shit. And Keanu was smart not to do it. Was very smart to not come back. Sadly, not even Sandra Bullock was brave enough to decline. And went back to play the character, and they made the character annoying. And unlike the first Speed film, Speed 2 being set on a cruise boat is not even interesting. And it's boring. Oh, wait a minute. Snapchat. Oh, what do you think is the most overrated action-packed movie? Man, that's hard. That is pretty hard. I don't know if I can think of one. Oh. Thornburg, go back to your seat. Well, they can't glide. They can't land at the airport. No, it isn't Thornburg. You try to let anybody know, that's going to alert the terrorists. Yeah. Be right back, guys. All right. All right, I'm back. What did I miss? No, nothing yet. All right. All right, never mind, guys. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, dear. Oh. Oh, no. And here comes the scene with the Windsor. Yeah, to make sure that plane does not reach the ground. Oh no. They're gonna miss that flight. They're, oh my god. This is not gonna end good. Guys, he has reasons to not let that plane land. Not gonna be good. No. Uh, oh no. And now that whole staff realizes the entire situation. Now the entire staff realizes what John was talking about. And knowing exactly why they can't have. And John McClane, right there, is like John McClane is devastated and horrified that he failed to save those passengers. Like, you can see the horror on his face. Like, he really devastated knowing that he failed to save those guys. Like that like that right there makes John McClane one of the best heroes yet. Oh, good night, True Fire Pink guy. And now they realize the situation is very serious. And Lorenzo now realize clearly has said, "Oh no, what have I done?" Because like now even Lorenzo realizes his selfishness. The whole staff's now in a panic frenzy. And poor John. Hmm. That's, well, I definitely say Speed 2. Ex- Expendables 4, definitely. Bad Data Dot, probably the same picks as you, I have to say. Get out of her space, Thornburg. No. Like, he's just getting close to Holly's seat so that he can have enough source for that story. Oh my god, dude, don't give any of the receivers to this idiot. No. Don't do it, dude. He's trying to get a story for his ego. Because it's not. Oh no. Oh my god. Still trying to get that ego story. Besides, I never explained why Thornburg's even flying to John's hometown anyway. I'm gonna check the phone again. All right. Back. All right, we're back again. Just had to go disconnect the phone from the charger. But we're back. Nope. Just leaves them there. All right, guys. Oh, guys, I'm still watching the movie. All right. Shit, what did I miss? All right. Anyway. All right. So, anyway. So, mm, all right, guys, I can't think of what else to say. From every Die Hard film. All right. I can't. I can hardly list a fuckload of scenes from the first film because I like a buck of scenes in the first film, so I can't think of a specific one. Die Hard 2, the finale where John kills the terrorists, an explosion sends him flying in the air. I like the scene where he wears the sign, where he's like wearing the sign, the comedy scene. The scene he has with Samuel Jackson and Die Hard with a Vengeance. And I like the highway chase and the final fight in Live Free or Die Hard. Okay, Die Hard won the entire movie. The entire movie's one great scene. In A Bad Day to Die Hard, there are no good scenes. None. Nothing in that movie's good. Nothing. So that does not get to be part of the list. Because it sucks too much. That never playing nearly missed them. Close call. Oh, nope. Yeah. Shooting up that plane. Oh, I think this might be my favorite bit of the movie. Yo. Ah, right there, guys. My favorite scene of the film is where John McClane's in that eject seat and that plane, and they throw those grenades in the plane, and it blows up, and he goes flying out. That's my favorite scene of the film. Lucky fuck. Yep, time to bail. Oh, the plane's starting to run out of fuel. Oh, it's really starting to get bad for Holly's plane. Oh, oh my god. Thornburg. Dude, go back to your seat. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. Oh. No. Don't put him through. Time. Another iconic quote. Mm, yeah. No. They don't have enough fuel. Like, Holly clearly knows something's up. And Thornburg's up to no good. Okay, that snow definitely looks like styrofoam. You could tell in that close-up shot it looked like styrofoam. Time for them to go to the church. Yeah. Mm. Well, An icicle. Stabbed with an icicle right through the eye. Yeah, an icicle. Sickle. Yeah, you can. For all. But, cool. Yeah, I love that. Mm. Yeah, time to shut the whole church down and escape and blow it up. And on the snowmobiles, yep, time to get out of here. Time to roll. Yep, they're going. Mm. Going after them on one of the snowmobiles. Right over that truck. Ugh. Thornburg again. Great. Now Thornburg has exposed that whole entire flight of passengers to the news. Oh no. What? So this guy's a traitor. This guy was working for the bad guys the whole time. Oh no. Yeah, and these people are about to be in a panic now. Very soon after this report. And that's clearly something the airport did not want to happen. Get out of the way, guys. Thor. Now Lorenzo really starts to realize everything. And now Ugh. Yep, now everybody's all panicked. All because of this asshole. And they're all running out of that airport. Oh, yeah. And now Holly immediately has found out about Dick's stupid idea and grabs that taser. Oh, it's crashed into a taxi. Well, time to get out of that car. Uh, no, on the line for your ego. And to that. Yeah. Nope. Nope. Yeah, don't help him up. That pilot, yeah, that flight attendant looked pretty happy to aid Holly in doing that. Yeah, off they go with their escape. Oh. Oh no. Now the stakes are getting really high. They're out of fuel at this rate, so they gotta make that emergency landing. Thornburg's still tased. Better hurry up and get that terrorist plane. Yeah, quick, hurry, stop those terrorists. Oh, yeah, yeah, keep that plane from taking off. Yeah, jamming the wing. Yeah, John McClane's jammed your guys' plane wing so you guys can't escape. Yeah, you guys are fucked. No. Yeah, bye, traitor. Ah, yeah. You guys just lost a crew member. Yeah, there go. And time to dump their fuel. Oh, he dumped the fuel nick of time, though. Losing all their fuel, and that's what they don't know. At the light already? The fucker. Or as they call in the dubs, yippee-ki-yay, Mr. Falcon. Just like in that one dub. New what? Oh! Nick of time. And there they are. And with that, the tourists, not the tourists, the terrorists are defeated. And the airport is saved. The day is saved yet again. Alright, now it's time for Holly's plane to finally land. And there they are. Yep, they can finally land now. And now the rest of the planes can land too. Yep. And open the doors. It's time to let everybody else out. I can bet you these passengers have a story to tell their families when they get home for Christmas. They're going to have one hell of a story to tell all their families once they get home. Here come all the 911 vehicles. All the passengers have made it home. And the kids on the flights are going to have a story to tell their whole classmates once Christmas break is over. Yeah, John looking for Holly now. There's Holly. Uh, Sadly, would be the last time they'd reunite, though. Man, it's sad this is the last time we see them together. This scene would be the last time we ever see these two together. It really sucks this is the last time we see them together. And sadly, they're not going to be together again after this movie because Dire of the Vengeance, their lawn split up. So it's kind of a bit of a sad moment, too. Yeah, that idiot Thornburg guy. Yeah, you don't need to broadcast that on the news. Like, she's pretty much like, it sure is. Yeah, like, covers the camera. Let them have their privacy. Yeah, twice now. Yep. Oh, no, Thornburg. Oh, help you. Asshole. Yeah, leave him. Yeah, leave his little bitch on the snow there. Should have stepped on him. It would have been funny if she stepped on him as she was walking away. And you know what's better? I can bet you after this, Thornburg was fired. So fired. Long after this. He doesn't come back in the other films. He never came back in Dire of the Vengeance. John McClane never saw him again. So, yeah. This whole airport was the final nail to his coffin. And Holly probably told the whole media what happened. I mean, no, probably told his whole news company of the whole incident on the airplane and put the whole airport in panic. So he's fired. Although, to be fair, I kind of wish why couldn't this be the defeat Walter Peck had in Ghostbusters, another character he played? Why couldn't that be the defeat Walter Peck got? But how it ends? Oh, I know we're on the end credits, but you know that parking ticket? Well, Lorenzo has revoked his parking ticket, so so John McClane got his car back. And Let It Snow plays again. And that's the end of the movie. So now we're long into the end credits. So time to eject it. But yeah, that was Die Hard 2. So, is it not as good as the first film or 3 and 4, but it's still a pretty decent sequel nonetheless, and still a pretty decent Christmas flick. And it's the last one of the series to be Christmas themed. Now, now you're wondering, will I do live streams for Die with a Vengeance or Live Free or Die Hard, the unrated version? Yeah, likely, but not until the summer. Those are summer movies. They're not Christmas movies. 1 and 2 are the only Christmas themed ones in the series, but live streams could happen. Will a live stream for Die Hard 5 happen? Never. Because I'm never rewatching that shit ever again. But yeah, that's the end of Die Hard 2, and I gotta end this live stream now, but that was a fun rewatch. And until then, guys, that'll be it for this live stream. Thank you all for watching. If you like this, want to see more, don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone. Good night, everybody.